Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream today. So I haven't been streaming for a while, but I am back today, and hopefully going to get straight back into the thick of things with a little bit of Mac gaming on CrossOver 26 Beta 2. So Beta 1 has been out for a few weeks now. Beta 2 normally means that we're close to the release of CrossOver 26. Of course, if you buy CrossOver now, you're only going to get, or if you try to trial it right now, you're only going to get CrossOver 25. If you want to get access to the beta, you have to enter the beta program and you need an active crossover license. So if you don't have an active crossover license and you want to get involved with Windows gaming on a Mac, make sure to click on the link at the top of the video description and you'll get 15% off with that link. And today we are quite excited to look at some of the new compatibility with various games that run on um, the new crossover 26. So there's a couple of new ones, I think. Let me just get my notes up. Yeah, we've got a few ones like Helldivers 2 multiplayer working for the first time. So it integrates some of the anti-cheat fixes in Proton, which apparently work on Steam Deck and Bazite, etc., and integrates them with some Mac patches. We also have games like Age of Empires 4, which is like a hugely requested game. Assetto Corsa Evo. Hopefully, you're going to test out these three today, and then we'll taking requests for other games too. We'll apparently Borderlands 4, God of War Ragnarok. I think those I got working in the previous version preview, but it's still new for if you're a crossover 25 user. That's still quite a new thing. Um, Trails in the Sky first chapter and also Warhammer 40k Darktide. Apparently those work now. Chronos New Dawn, that is meant to have a Mac version natively coming out sometime in the future, but apparently we can run this now using crossover 26 beta. So quite excited to test all of these out today. I'm also taking requests if you want me to test out any specific Windows games. $5 value super chat, and then I'll do that. So just covering Windows games today. And first things first, let's do a bit of gaming now. So I'm just downloading a few new ones. Let me see. Age of Empires. Let's do Age of Empires 4, because this is a new one that is pretty much brand new to compatibility. And people have asked me so much about this. I mean, Age of Empires 4 is the latest entry in the series. Arguably, Age of Empires 2 is probably um, more popular still. But people have been asking to get this game up and running for ages. So we're just going to try this out for the first time. Okay. So taking some questions too. Can you go over monthly versus lifetime updates or even just pay for each version separately? If you buy Crossover Plus, then you are getting the separate versions for the lifetime. Lifetime updates means you get lifetime access to every new version of Crossover. So for example, if you had Crossover for the last 12 months, and you have the current live version of crossover, which is crossover 25, then you get to keep crossover 25 forever. But you are gated at that level of compatibility. So let's say your support license runs out, crossover 26 comes out, which is what I'm testing here, the beta for. You won't be able to run games like Age of Empires 4. You won't be able to run games like Helldivers 2 multiplayer online, etc. Those you'll need to have an active license for the following year. So in terms of buying lifetime, I don't think lifetime makes a huge financial sense for the majority of Mac gamers that watch my channel. So it's a really big outlay. I would consider it more like a big donation to code weavers. I mean, a lifetime license is like $300 or $400. Are you really going to be Mac gaming in 5-10 years time to make that worth it? It depends on you. If you want to support non-Windows gaming in general, I would definitely consider that more of a donation. So you get lifetime support for it. But in 20 years, will code weavers still exist? Will Mac still exist? Who knows? Who knows what the future is like? Um, will I try God of War Ragnarok? Probably not today, because I know that it worked before. It's been working well in crossover 25. However, if you do super chat me there, I will try. Overwatch 2, unfortunately, due to a Rosetta 2 bug, we can't get Overwatch 2 working, although I did see somebody playing it within a Parallels virtual machine, so that might be something to try out. Okay, so what's happened here? So we're trying to run Age of Empires 4, setting preferences. So I've not played this game myself personally, so we're just gonna see what this is like. Try and get into the settings menu. But this is quite exciting stuff. It's always exciting to see these games working on a Mac for the very first time. Thank you, Chris Max M4 Max. Hi, Andrew. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone. I haven't streamed for a long time. I haven't really made content for the last month. January tends to be quite a dry time in terms of you know, what happens with content in general. Let me just find my. Okay, let's just see. I don't want that speakers. I want my thing. Where is it? Oh, this is working. Okay, good. So I'm just going to fix my sound settings because I've completely forgotten. I haven't streamed from my Mac M3 Max, my personal MacBook Pro, for a really long time. So I've completely forgotten how to do this. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so for some reason we've got really low graphics set here. I'll make sure to get sound working in a minute if it hasn't already. Okay, let's get some graphic setting. For some reason, it's like put us down to the lowest possible setting. Why is it only detecting 720p? That's weird. Full desktop, what does that mean? So this is 1080p, okay, scaling, image quality, medium. I'll just make sure this works first, but then I'll do the thing where we... Okay, this looks kind of correct. It's like stuttering quite a lot though, even at this graphic setting. What I'll do is I'll just quit out of this and then I'll reload this. Yeah. Am I walking on a treadmill? A treadmill, yes. I'm walking on a treadmill. Because these streams I tend to do for like 2 hours plus. And it's a good opportunity to get some exercise in and also not kill my back as well. Diablo 4 does run with this. Let me just check if my sound is working correctly, because I'm not... Let's look at my own content for a bit. I don't get copyright striked. Why is that not working? If I do this, that should work. Mac that you can buy. Yeah, that's working. So I need to oh yeah, it's because I'm using a new capture thing right now. So that's better. That's better. Okay, so that's okay. So let's load up this again, and we'll just play a little bit and see how it goes. It seems to be a bit not perfect, right, in terms of performance. So I'm not expecting too much. We have so many compatibility layers involved. Who knows what's going to happen? What happens when Apple discontinues Rosetta 2? Well, Apple have said that they're not going to remove Rosetta 2 compatibility for games. So I don't think they're going to like nuke their own like project, you know, the game porting toolkit. I'm expecting a 4.0 later this year after WWDC. So that requires, like you see here on the top right, it requires the use of Rosetta. So I don't think they're going to nuke it that easily. But I do have a whole video about what happens when Rosetta dies. And, you know, it's aged quite well, that video, because I got my timelines exactly correct. If you look at YouTube, Andrew, it's my Rosetta 2 dead. Something like that. That's 7 months ago. No, I had an older one. Why Rosetta 2 will eventually die. If you check out this video, I got it all exactly correct. So it's quite funny that the timelines were predicted there. But who knows what the actual level of Apple support will be. Of course, if we lose Rosetta 2, basically this whole idea of Windows gaming in a Mac basically dies. So it'd be good to keep as much as possible that setting in place. So let's have a go. Let's play story mode. Okay, let's try and load into a map again and then just see how this goes. Hello, Mac Pro Tips. Welcome to the stream. Thank you. I haven't seen you for ages, but good to see you here. CrossOver goes on sale frequently. Well, when CrossOver 26 releases, I'm expecting it'll be on a discount, maybe 20-25%. So that's probably going to be the next sale. So I reckon CrossOver 26 will release within the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, right? So that's probably the next one. And if you're waiting for like a deeper sale, it's probably going to be one on spring, summer, and the big one is the really big one is the Cyber Monday sale. So that's going to be another 10 months away. So, but that's normally deeper than 60% discount. So you might want to wait until that. But there's no harm in, you can get 15% off with my affiliate link in the top of this video description. Yeah, but I don't see anything wrong with this. Let me just tweak something. Yeah.
Harold, the newly crowned Anglo-Saxon King of England, and his challenger, William, Duke of Normandy.
Let's do an ISO on my thing.
The previous king had promised him the crown.
So yeah, this is Age of Empires 4 running for some reason.
Prepared to sail to England to fight King Harold.
Okay, so you got to run Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on your M1 8GB. Okay. That's impressive because I think that game uses quite a lot of video memory.
Harold discovered that a Viking invasion had
Let's quit out of this. Let's hold.
Another threat to
Okay, there's a bit of British history here. I guess you could play the Battle of Hastings. Thrones of Britannia if you're a Total War fan. Total War Saga. So someone's asked, Skater Mark 420, does Diablo 4 run? Yes, it should run, I think. As far as I remember, it runs. Archers are very effective against slow-moving targets like spin. I'm totally going to buy this game. I was playing Total War Warhammer just a week ago. Okay. Total War Warhammer great works pretty well on a Mac. Not the greatest port in the universe, but Creative Assembly are quite good with their Mac ports in general, as in like simultaneous release with Windows. Hi, F125. I haven't heard of F125 working. Let me just check the discussion in Discord. Apparently F125 is possible to play if you bypass the anti-cheat. I haven't heard of that much yet. City Skylines 2. I think that's going to be pretty bad. If anyone wants to like properly request a game, then make sure to super chat me and then I will do it. But other than that, I'm not going to go out of my way to do any games here. By the way, what happened to Apple Gaming Wiki? It's still there. I do apologize for anyone. It is a bit of an out-of-date resource. I don't have time to update it. I really would like to get people to try to take their responsibility off my hands. If it's out of date, you know, it's like Wikipedia, right? If something's out of date, it's because there isn't like a mass of users. If like I could spend months like trying to update it and it still won't be up to date. And the fact is that this compatibility changes all the time, changes every day virtually. Like, you know, Age of Empires 4, it wasn't playable before this crossover beta.
On October 14th, 1066, William of Normandy stood ready for battle at the base of a hill.
Okay, super stuttery here.
Of England, and his
So the
Anglo-Saxon
DirectX
army.
12 game, you can see from the metal HUD here. Maybe if I turn down the
Here,
settings higher,
on this
then this
hilltop,
will work better.
the
But
fate of England
still
will
not,
be decided.
I wouldn't call this good performance yet because it's super stuttering at it's super stuttering at this graphic setting, which is actually very modest for this this particular game. I wonder if I change this to exclusive, will that do anything? And then change the resolution scale. Let's go down to like 50. And I put this on low. Will it get playable performance? M-Sync or V-Sync? You mean E-Sync? Just try this. Ooh, that is a rough resolution. Okay, this is unfortunately disappointing, but hopefully this kind of thing can be improved as time goes on. And it's always this kind of thing is always nothing really to do with the laptop's performance, because the M3 Max is a very performant machine. This is not a good indication of what this is capable of, I'm afraid.
As one man fell, another took his place.
F1, also you're not a pro, just one sentence. If you check out the Apple Gaming Wiki Discord, there's a thread in this the reports page. Somebody said they got it working if you bypass Attitude. So that's the best resource I can tell you without breaking copyright rules on YouTube. Okay, so this, okay, I'm calling this technically working right now. This is a beta product. I'm gonna quit out this because this does not look good. Okay, even on the lowest, even on very low settings, not quite ready yet. But at least the menu works well. Okay, so that's one thing that's I've tested. Okay, let's. Okay, next thing, let's try Helldivers 2. So apparently we have let's get this working. One of my thoughts on the Mac Gaming DB. I haven't really looked at it. We have like Mac Gaming DB. Yeah, there's a much better interface for submitting like performance information than Apple Gaming Wiki anyway, which is more. Okay, that's let me just quit Steam out completely because I think we're still locked into Age of Empires for some reason. Let me just cut these out too. Because there's still things I'm in game even though I'm not. Let's quit out Steam. Okay, let's go back into my beta. Okay, code week crossover beta. Go back into Steam. What's open source? You mean Mac Gaming DB? That's cool. Okay, let's load up Steam again. So just confirming this is the second beta. It's kind of hard to tell. It doesn't really say much about which version I'm using. Also, this is the first time I've tweaked my stream setup too. So in theory, this should be streaming at 4K. I'm not sure if that's correct or not. Is it possible to run this at 4K? No, it's still streaming at 1080p. But I think the bitrate should be higher. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll look better on the replay as well. Okay, so we've done that. We're doing Helldivers. That's it. Helldivers 2. Okay, let's try and get this running. Yeah, 1080p is showing max. Maybe when the VOD comes out, you know, because if I finish the stream, then if you watch it replay, it might work better at high quality anyway. GG Gamer 3D. So thanks for all the comments so far. Have you been watching this channel for a long time? What kind of Mac do you have? Are you playing many games on it? Do you think it was better performance with M4 Max? I mean, yes, you could brute force extra performance, but this is an M3 Max. It's pretty powerful already. M3 Max and M4 Max are not leagues apart in terms of performance difference. So yeah, let's have a look. I was also going to try Warframe as well. Yeah, we'll test out Warframe today. Connection error. Let me just check what people said about this to get Helldivers 2 working. Because this is like a brand new thing in the beta 2 update, which wasn't there in the earlier update. Because we're supposed to be able to play online multiplayer with this, so I'd be interested to see if this is working. I've been here since your old Dying Light crossover video 5 years ago, lol. Okay, let's see. Let me just check. I'm just going to quit out of this and just reload it up again. Will GTA 5 enhanced work? No. I might test that out later, actually, because from what I've read, a very early build of GTA 5 enhanced does work. So let me just check this, because I actually started sorting this out recently. I'm just going onto my virtual machine, which is where I sandbox all the stuff, the stuff which I don't want to kill my computer with. Okay. Oh, can we confirm? Yeah. Okay. Good. Right. Andrew, the problem in Age of Empires 4 is present in all versions of Age of Empire 4 except for version 5.0. How do you get version 5.0? Is that an old version? Ooh, can we do crossplay? Sometimes CrossOver has issues with 32-bit applications, like when I try to play old-school Command & Conquer games. Yeah, you're better off running those older games through Parallels, in my experience.
Super Earth, our home. Prosperity. Liberty. Hi there. Democracy. Our way of life. Oh, hello. But freedom doesn't come free.
I'm just reminded that I've been trying to sort out this GTA 5 thing for ages, so I'm just gonna do that in the background.
Like these are happening all over the galaxy right now. You could be next. That is, unless you make the most important decision
While this video runs. Okay.
Prove to yourself that you have the strength and the courage to be free. Joy.
Okay, the Helldivers. Let's do it. Yeah, it's an old version. Okay, so it's a new. So I need to run an old version of Age of Empires 4, which is questionable, I guess. But you know, I've got a fast computer, got fast internet. Why don't I try to do that? So I need to get Age of Empires 4, 5, 5.0. It was 5.0.7274.0 work? Yeah, okay, we'll try and play a mission. Just give me a sec. I'm just doing something with my virtual machine in the background. Okay, yeah, because we might try to do some GTA 5 Enhanced. Because GTA 5 Enhanced doesn't work. Legacy does work with the Steam Rockstar Launcher. But the enhanced version won't boot. But when the enhanced version first released, it did actually work. Very briefly in the first build. Okay, cool. This is actually running pretty well, surprisingly.
If our enemies had not so brazenly attacked our cities.
Yeah, so apparently what I've been told is that this is working much better than it used to. And that it applies some fixes from just check. It applies some fixes from Proton, which allows the Proton version of the game to run through to run on Mac. So let's just apply medium. So we've got this at 1080p, render scale ultra quality. That's just put in quality mode. So this is on quality upscaling using what? It doesn't say what method it's doing. What does AMD compatible mode mean? Well, we've got performance monitor. Let's do discrete. Okay. Let's give some performance information. I own this game, but I don't actually know how to play it. But people have asked me to do this so many times, like Helldivers, so I just thought, why not? So I've selected my map. How do I actually get into the game? Helipods primed. Do I have to... Where are the helipods? It's one of these ones, right? Helipod. So just to reiterate, what are the settings we're using? So there's 1080p with quality level, upscaling at medium graphics preset. We'll just try this first and see how it goes. I think it's like set to can I just land here? I have no idea how to play this game, so I guess I haven't entered a lobby of any kind, right? So I don't actually know if this is working. Because the neat thing is the multiplayer, not necessarily the single player, which kind of worked before. I was trying to enter a lobby.
Let our enemies choke upon their territorial ambitions.
Okay, so that's that. So where am I supposed to go here? Locate the broadcast tower. Apparently lossless scaling is supposed to be working with Mac. Bit of stutter when I first shoot, but hopefully that improves. I'm terrible at this game. I'm playing this through the OBS preview window, so if you wonder why I suck, right, it's because I'm not looking directly at my Mac screen. This is quite a cool third-person shooter, though, isn't it? So what the real test here is that I need to be using I need to be playing multiplayer, right? I need to see other players. That's going to be the ultimate test. So right now we're locked to 60 FPS. If I press quit, does the game pause? Nope. Okay, because right now I'm locked to 60 FPS, which is not particularly helpful. Okay, I'm not really playing this game very well. No idea what I'm doing. Okay, what I'm going to do is try to join the lobby and hopefully not ruin someone's game. Let's just treat the graphics so that we're not capped at 60, because right now we're capped at 60. These things off, frame rate limit on. Let me apply that. Still capped at 60. Let me see, graphics. Well, it means I can turn up the graphics a little bit, so let's try that. Oh, it's not capped to 60, it's capped. Okay, let's put this on high, display, it's quality, ultra. So normally the stutters are caused, let me just turn off the motion blur, like you said. Motion blur, let's turn this off completely. Graphics preset ultra. Now high with quality mode 1080p. Okay. So normally the shaded compilation stutters. So yeah, let's turn motion. That's a good idea. Let's turn so this is high, but shadows. What are shadows? What I'd like to do is keep this graphic setting so that people know it as a preset. But basically, this is locked to 60 right now. Why is it going up and down? Okay, let's try this. Shadow quality will kill FPS. Why is it locked to 60? Can I change the display? So right now it's set in borderless window. If I set to exclusive, will that help? And then let me just see what. See, that's over 60. So the HUD is saying 60, but the top left thing is saying higher frame rate, which I might tend to believe more. So what I'll do is I'll just turn up I'll use the there's a HUD thing, which performance monitor. If I put on advanced, it might help a little bit, give us more accurate information. Because the metal HUD is not. And then I think I could, yeah, so this is 1080p quality mode. It's saying that the frame rate's higher. Yeah, I've not played level 8 before, so I'm not super familiar with it. I'm not super familiar with this game. But one thing that I should do is I should join a game, because what I'm testing out here is compatibility with multiplayer. So I want to join an open lobby, and I know I own this game, but I've never really played it, so I don't actually know how to join a lobby. How do you join a lobby? At least Helldiver difficulty. Okay, so that's our ship. Okay, what I will do as well is turn down the shadow. So this is high, but I'll turn down the shadow quality to minimum. But then we're no longer on the high preset. And then display is set to still quality mode. Okay.
Your fellow Helldivers
The
rage
galactic
against
war.
the enemy's tyranny. Do it.
Go to the map. Do quick play on whatever difficulty. Okay. How to do quick play? Galactic War. What's quick play? Oh, it's quick play. Okay, so I'm sorry, whoever's game I join, I'm just gonna ruin them with very terrible gameplay. Was I expecting the M5 Pro to be announced today? I've been expecting this for like a month now. Okay, I thought it might be the second week of January. You know, Apple released a new AirTag 2. I mean, that's great and everything, but I was expecting M5 Pro, M5 Max release date, because we are multiple months after the M5 base chip came out, and yeah, it's important that I try to get, you know, I see what's happening with this. I've been kicked from the game. Oh god. Okay, let's try that again. Could have been kicked for very perfectly innocent reasons. Okay, so quick play. So it could have just been that host kicked out for some reason. I doubt that the next MacBook Pro, M5 Pro or M5 Max is going to have a better display, but rumor is that end of this year we're going to get a fully redesigned thing.
Engaging orbital thrusters.
Ready up. Okay, sorry to whoever. Oh, I need to have a weapon. Sorry, I'm the level 1 cadet with a level 94 whatever. All the rumors thought it was going to be today. I guess we have tomorrow for them to surprise us. Well, it wouldn't be the first time that they announced that on a Thursday or Friday. I think I remember having a Friday release date once. Okay, great, we're in. Multiplayer, real multiplayer. What the hell? I thought we were fighting bugs, not these guys. Okay, so I've successfully joined a lobby, and I'm like dead as well. But is my... Okay, there's a bit of stutter. What, this is like a level from Terminator 2 or something. Also, I keep pressing R to reload, when I shouldn't really be doing that. Is M1, is that like... Is that the first mission or something? Am I supposed to go to this M1? Is this like another player? Or is that the mission objective? Reinforce dead teammate. Where? How do we reinforce? Yeah, the player's dead though, right? How do I reinforce this dude? I have no idea what I'm doing. How do you reinforce the guy? How do I use a stratagem? Hold control, do the arrows. Do the arrows? How do I do arrows? Because if I press control, then it wants it does this thing with oh, with the WASD keys. Okay, so this is for science, okay? This guy, I ruined this guy's game. But, we're fighting shoulder to shoulder. Hello, dude. Hello, level 97. I'm level 1. Supply beacon. Okay. if you live in a country with good returns policies, then you bought an M4, then hopefully you're gonna get you in a refund policy time. So in the UK, it's like you have 2 weeks to refund your device as long as it's in good condition. I'm just following this dude. Getting. How'd he die? How did he die? Entrenchment tool. I'm just digging. I don't need good digging this. This is Minecraft. That guy died from the game he left. Okay, he left because I'm a noob. Okay, well... That guy from gas. Okay, what I'm going to do is return the ship and then go back and then start a new... and then ruin someone else's game. And then see how this goes. I want to get some footage of like something bright, because this is like really dark level, that one. Okay, I've got my virtual machine up.
Mission coordinates locked. Hellpods primed. Engaging orbital thrusters.
Oh, cool. This is a level 12 dude. Okay, good. There are stutters, just no enemies. Okay. Lowering the shadow quality helps a lot, I think so. Oh, cool. Okay, S1 is here, so that's our guy. So he's also trying to dig as well, right? Okay, so I've got some footage of this actually working, you know? But I still don't know what I'm doing. Where's my jetpack? I tried Ghost Recon Wildlands, that works good. Okay. I'll just check as well that I don't have anything happening in the background. Good. So I'm just trying to get my game full screen again. This sounds like a fun game. Maybe I can play this with my kids. Can I test Age of Empires 4? I did test that already, and I didn't get very far, I'm afraid. EA Launcher has worked on Mac for a long time. Just make sure to download the EA Desktop Cross-Tie. I'm going to try to acquire Age of Empires 5.0, but...
I'm on it.
Let's fight some bugs. Yeah, Arc Raid is not going to work due to anti-cheat. What's shooting at us? I like the cloak physics. It's really cool.
I found something.
I want to fight like an army of bugs because that's the whole point of this game, right?
Main objective nearby.
Yo, hello. Welcome to the stream, Phantom Bridge. Have I tried patching CrossOver? Yeah, you don't necessarily need to patch CrossOver. Its performance is a lot better now. Oh, what the hell?
Objective critical stratagem no longer available.
I am playing this game online. I've never played this game before properly, but it's cool to see that it is working online. And this is due to recent anti-cheat fixes. So super exciting that we can play Helldivers 2. I guess what I'd like to do is like play this properly with kids maybe. Yeah, enjoy a good cooperative shooter game. What is the objective of this level? Flag raising. Like, that's important. Bot drop detected. Who are these bots? I thought I was fighting aliens. Like bugs, like on Starship Troopers. Keep reloading. I forget that when you reload, all the clips go. The whole rest of the clip is dead. What am I supposed to do? Just wait for the flag to raise? Oh, mission complete. If the mission's complete, then extraction. Head towards the extraction beacon to end the mission. How did I get onto the extraction beacon? Okay. Yeah, Battlefront 2 can be a little bit tricky to get working. You need to make sure you install Steam, install the EA desktop into the Steam bottle. No, I'm ending my mission. My first ever mission. Call on the extraction shuttle. Where are the enemies? We just killed them all. Sandstorm in progress. Doesn't look like I want to end the mission. This looks so epic. I've been playing a bit of Warframe, right? And it looks like this looks so much better than Warframe. The cloaks are very cool. Raging Cash, there's no point spamming the channel, just get banned. Helldivers against Clock. Complete mission before the super. So we've got 1 minute 25. Okay. I'm just running Steam on vanilla crossover currently. No, I'm running on crossover 26 beta 2. So it's the. You have to have an active crossover license for this to work. Steam does work. It's just the compatibility of actual Windows games that run through crossover is limited, and it changes like on a daily basis, pretty much. So Helldivers 2 multiplayer working like locally on the Mac is pretty sweet. But getting more than 60 FPS is cool. Ouch. Got a machine gun. The sandstorm was deadly. Hello, Dr. Cloudbase. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us. Okay, this is my very first like completed mission. 7 seconds left. This is working with anti-cheat due to some Proton patches, which were ported to the Mac by the crossover team. Exciting stuff. Cutting edge stuff. Do I have to stand on this or something? How do I get extracted? Oh, the shuttle lands. It's going well so far, so we tested out Age of Empires 4, which did not work well. And Helldivers 2 multiplayer, very exciting that it does work. I might actually try playing this properly. Okay, so that's exciting stuff. We've got Helldivers 2 working. Okay, let's try like another multiplayer game. Oh, on level 2 now. Exciting. Payday 3 does work, I think. But isn't Payday 2 more popular than Payday 3? Okay. Okay, so that's my Helldivers 2. Let's quit out that. Okay, what else can we test? Okay, so let's see what else is on the compatibility list. Evo. You know what? I'm going to install this on my other computer so that we don't. Okay, so we'll do Assetto Corsa Evo. What was the other thing on the list? Age of Empires 4, done Helldivers 2. Let me see. Clover Pit. Clover Pit already works. Power Wash. No. What do I download already? I've already downloaded a bunch of stuff. Installed locally. I guess I could do. I mean, Borderlands 4 is on the list. This was working in preview already, so. Are you only testing games in the compatibility list for this stream? Yes, I'm testing out Windows games. Isn't it? If you got like a request, I'll test it out. But we'll do some Borderlands 4. We'll try to get online with that. Chronos New Dawn, Trails in the Sky, Power Wash Simulator 2, Dark Tide. This might do like a big shaded compilation thing. Do you play Minecraft on native Mac? Native Mac is going to be way faster. I don't think it works on crossover. Is this going to do shader composition? I think it does, like a loading thing. Yeah, this is a good time to have a mini break. Just going to use the toilet and let this compile. Okay, we're back. Let's continue. Okay, 83% done. Yeah, I don't think D3D metal. Yeah, that's what we're using today. D3D metal. So just give me a sec. I'm not sure what's happened here. Let's just launch this again. Yeah, you can request a game that is what? Benji. You can request a game, but you should ask me first if the game is compatible with Windows, just because there's no point super chatting something which I know it's not going to work. I have used local AI testing on Mac, so you can check out my second channel for like running DeepSeek and stuff like that. Okay, good. Let me just check my options. Okay, so display mode advanced, limit frame rate. We'll do medium, quality mode. Let's do high actually. High. Okay, let's try to run. Actually, no, let's not go high, let's go medium. Okay, just to my controls. Yeah. Okay, so just to confirm, I've got visuals set to medium quality with a quality preset. Is that DLSS? Yeah, let's do DLSS quality mode, medium graphics preset. So with DLSS turned on, you can see that we have temporal scaling enabled, matchmaking campaign. Okay. It's going to ask for Ark Ascended. Can it run through CrossOver by curiosity? No, that has anti-cheat. As far as I don't think Ark Ascended can run, I'm afraid, so don't bother requesting it. Yeah, unfortunately, Final Fantasy VII Remake still has a VSync issue, but I don't find it a problem. I played a lot of Final Fantasy VII Remake on a Mac. I'm not that fussed about the screen tear. Okay, Ark Ascend. I'm not sure. I'm not very familiar with Ark Ascended. Ark Survival Ascended. That's the normal version, right? Of Ark. Or is that the new one? That's a remaster of Survival Evolved. Okay, I haven't tried it. Let me see how my virtual machine is doing. Okay, it's saying it's going to take 10 hours to install this pack of Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced. So I might try that tomorrow or something. How long does it normally take for matchmaking to go? Do I have to begin matchmaking? I'd like to see Borderlands 4 like properly working. Yeah, most anti-cheat games just not going to run. Games like Helldivers 2 is the exception, due to exceptional work being done on the anti-cheat side. Maybe it'll work on my Bazite machine as well, which is like a SteamOS version of the game. How long does it normally take to matchmake for Borderlands 4? Ark Ascended, does that have a Mac port, or is that just just see. So you're saying Survival Ascended works through CrossOver, is that what you're saying? Okay. Well, if you, I'm not currently, it's not on my current list of things to do, but if you're saying it works and you super chat me $5, then I will do it right now. Yeah. This is, but be aware, this is I'm only testing on the M3 Max. I'm not testing on any other machines. So. I'm going to set up the single player campaign first and then see how we get on with this. So Borderlands 4 is on the list of the CrossOver 26 beta 2 games which are working. So let's see how we get on with this. Okay, this is where I was when I last played this game. Is it capped at 60? One Ark Ascended coming right up. Thank you very much for the super chat. I will cover that next once I buy the game. Ark Ascended coming right up. So it's Ark Survival Ascended, the one that came out in 2023, early access. Okay, so I'm going to download it on my other computer, and then we'll test this out today. So gratefully, it's not as big as the original Ark, right? Because the original Ark was like, oh my god, 174 gigabytes. I was just going to say it's smaller, but it's massive. Okay, well, I think we'll be able to cover that soon because I've got like a 1.6 gigabit connection. Am I still matchmaking? It's not 500 gigabytes, it's 175 gigabytes. So I have a pretty fast internet connection, and I just started it. We're 3% through already, so yeah, I'll be able to cover it soon. This one's like all the DLC is built in, hence the bigger game size. Okay. The old game was 500 gigabytes. Oh, crazy.
All part of my master plan. Ow! This is where I betray you. Seriously, can you imagine? Thanks. We gotta get out of here before the timekeeper.
Too late.
Wait a sec, I'm just going to change my sound settings because I think.
What are you? Oh, crap.
I'm always watching. I wanted to see how useful my new Vault Hunter could be in action.
Okay, download is 6% through, so I think I'll test it after I play this for like 10 minutes. Let's skip this cutscene.
When they are into your hands.
Yeah, I'll give it a chance. Ark Ascended. People have been asking for Ark for a really long time. Does that, if anti-cheat doesn't work, does that mean you can join servers with no anti-cheat? Well, with other non-anti-cheat players too. That's cool. Oh, Claptrap is back.
I am Amon, and my whole deal is that your friend RJ just helped me break out of prison. He told me to find you.
RJ, my #1 recruit. Most promising.
So you can launch the game without Battle Royale, you just can't join official servers. There are plenty of servers that disable those who can join. No single player option too. Okay.
He did not.
Just use the mute Claptrap option in the settings. My speaker settings aren't working with the stream, so I'm grateful that I can't actually hear anything. Hello, Andrew. How to set up CrossOver to output to an external hard drive. I've got a tutorial online, so you can check out my external SSD tutorial. I'll put a link to it in the chat, actually. External SSD.
I set up our recruitment center on this beach because it's so nice, and not because I was stuck or scared.
I put this in this is my tutorial for how to get SSDs working on CrossOver and also on the macOS version of Steam. Take Claptrap's tour.
These are batteries.
Yeah, people ask me so much about like external solid state drives, and you can use something like a Thunderbolt 5 or Thunderbolt 4. I use a Casis. Solid state drive has served me very well. But the prices of external solid state drives have really gone up a lot lately. Probably like 50% more since when I last purchased one.
Really good job showing initiative, rookie. Come on, there's this way. We're headed to that old order broadcast tower. I was going to use it to send out a planet-wide recruitment message.
Should we expect more stability in Counter-Strike 2? I'm not sure you're going to get that much better stability through that, I'm afraid. How many games can you play 60 FPS on a MacBook Air M3? Quite a lot. Check out my MacBook Air M3 gaming video. Depends what you really want to play, because most of the 2D RPGs work fine. Generally speaking, I find the Borderlands type of dialogue quite annoying, actually. I like the idea of Borderlands, but the actual, like, playing of it is irritating. The story and everything. Ugh. The humor in it? Oh, God. Too edgy and teenager for me, I think. Oh, I'm in a multiplayer game, right? Okay. Okay, here we are. Reach the top of the broadcast tower. Okay. Okay, the reason why my shooting is bad is because I'm playing this through a crossover preview window. Okay, just FYI. Not because I'm inherently bad at first-person shooters, which I am. I'm so much worse. My son started playing Counter-Strike 2, and I'm so much worse than him. I don't know. I'm gonna look at the actual screen. There's my MacBook's set up on the left with screen mirroring to the HDMI capture. Let's just see slightly better if I play like this. Embarrassing how bad I'm doing. Ugh. Oh, Monster Hunter Wilds. That's it. That's what I'm supposed to test. I forgot completely. Monster Hunter Wilds. Because that's another thing that's new, isn't it? God, I forgot. Okay, my Ark game is downloading. I need to get Monster Hunter Wilds before I can. This guy looks like kind of coolish armor, also disgusting. Why was my shooting so bad? Thank you for saving my life. Okay, Borderlands 4 confirmed working fine. Whoa! I think I'm a bit under-leveled for this area. I didn't realize I've grabbed my hook. My mouse is clicking on the I had background. So, I'm bad at Borderlands 4. That's official. I know that's working now. Okay, so the Ark download is 30% done. So, other thing I need to do is Just check. Oh, someone's knocking on my door. Very late on that. Okay, that's my Amazon parcel coming at 9 p.m. at night. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do. So I'm waiting for Ark. I need to make sure I've got Monster Hunter Wilds because that's the big game which I heard works. So I need to buy this game. Monster Hunter Wilds. Got £60. I'll have to refund this afterwards. I never really got Monster Hunter Wilds as a game. Any of the Monster Hunters, I don't really understand. Okay, I'll download that after I finish Ark Survival. So it's saying at 24 minutes left. So we'll try another game while we're waiting. Okay, I've done these 3. Let's try some Warframe. I've recently got into Warframe, but now that I've had a taste of Helldivers 2, I might try that a bit. The Silent Hill games would really good port. Silent Hill F looks amazing, yes. I tested that before on CrossOver previews, so I know that works pretty well. Can you still use that way to get all shaders for emulators? If you're talking about that Switch one, then I'm not sure. Does Warframe work better through DirectX 11 or DirectX 12? I'll try DirectX 12 because I heard it's good. Okay, so I'm downloading Ark. I'm going to download Monster Hunter Wilds. Those are probably my last 2 games to test of the day. So I've got 22 minutes until Ark downloads, so I'll test it. Ghost of Tsushima does run out of the box now. No patches required. It's very exciting stuff. Ghost of Tsushima works surprisingly well on a Mac. Even when I tested out the M4 iMac, you can run it upscaled there as long as you've got 16 gigabytes of memory, then you're golden. Maybe I have to run it in DirectX 11 mode. Let's try it one more time and do it DX12, and then. Yeah, Black Ops 4 is not going to work, I'm afraid. Yeah. Let's try this on DirectX 11. Okay. Is Black Ops 4 DRM free? Can be played offline for free. Okay, let's try DirectX 11 mode. Okay. Okay, this is working now. So, okay, this is vertical sync. No limit. Upscaling off. Let's look at the controls. Invert Y. Let's do like. Should be able to do high on this. From what I remember. I started. Let's see if I can get in. Let's have a look at that Fortuna. Open world map to see how that performs. They'll do the mission and then. I think my FOV needs increasing because that I cannot play like that.
Look, you can breathe coolant for 20 years, or come with me. Merc needs backup. 6-month run popping 6 near Mercury. Come back flush. Easy money, old mate. Easy.
Did you predict higher hardware prices for 2026 releases? Yeah, that's crazy how expensive stuff is now. Andrew, do you ignore comments that aren't super chat? Are you talking about live chats, or you mean comments on the videos, or you mean this live stream chats? Because I'm having trouble keeping up because there's a lot of chat. Apple most likely has contracts to cover future price hikes. Well, certainly the profit margin is going to get hit by this like RAM shortage, the solid state drive stuff. It's starting to make Apple pricing look like reasonable. Truth be told, if I get a super chat, then I will look at it much more than if I don't have one, because it comes up in like a big color, and I feel an obligation to make sure that people are taken care of. Let's run a defense match. I'm simultaneously walking at about 3 kilometers and playing a game, and what was that, pet? 26 beta 3 has major graphical. Okay. So I find Warframe an interesting game. I started playing it this week. I like how they have an iPhone release. I think it's really cool. But they don't have a native Mac port, which is like really, really silly. Because there's an iOS version that works. Oh, that's a player. To get the Windows, sorry, a Mac desktop port working. Yeah. Stream is buffering. Is the stream buffering? Oh. I wonder if it's because I have... Let me just check. Is the stream buffering? That's not good. Is the stream not working properly? Let me know in the chat. I can just limit my outgoing. Crazy glitches on stream. Let me just check. Epilepsy 1. It's going in and out. Okay, yeah, I'm getting some drop frames here, but only 1%.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting?
The stream broke for me. Okay, sorry that the stream broke.
Another opportunity to extract will appear
What I
soon.
might do is just decrease the stream output.
Must defend our equipment until
So right now I'll go to
reinforcements
12 to 1,000 kilobits. per second. Andrew, you're the GOAT. You've been my go-to mentor for a couple of years now when it comes to Mac gaming, and using what you taught us made us learn how to do a lot more things with Mac. I'm glad I could help. I think it's back now. I've turned down the bit rate for streaming a little bit. Hopefully that helps. I was working fine at 15,000 kilobits per second. I'm also downloading a massive file from Steam. Let me just limit the download speed of my download, because that might affect my upload a little bit. Sometimes I go a little bit crazy when that comes to. I'll limit it to like 300 megabit. That might help. So it doesn't saturate my entire connection. Yeah, this is 26 beta 2. Oh no, my Warframe cryopod is dead. Whoop, I lost. Whoops. Andrew, you're really a savior when it comes to gaming and tech. Thanks for all the kind words. I just kind of do a lot of stuff which is just part of my own interest, is like trying to get things working where they shouldn't be working. Isn't it nuts that the M5 Pro should be equally as fast as the Steam machine? I mean, probably way faster, I think. Sad Apple doesn't realize the gaming potential. I mean, I think it has an idea. It just, the execution of Apple's gaming strategy is just very poor. I mean, it's clear to anyone, pretty much anyone can see that, but it just seems so half-baked, right? Game porting toolkit, all the hard work is done, right? But is there another cryopod? No, this one's regenerating. How many cryopods are there? Why are my teammates AFK? The meme that Max can't game is there because it's true that Max can't play most games, even though it could. So this is an online game. I'm actually playing online right now. We just tested out Helldivers 2 with anti-cheat, and that works fine. Except for the fact that my guys are AFK. What's my opinion of the game industry overtaking the film industry? Yeah, it's interesting. It's fascinating to me that majority of people, like people on the street, don't know that gaming is so big compared to film, music, streaming, everything. It's true for Linux too, but like having a big company like Valve pushing hardware which allows a lot of games to work out of the box is a pretty much game changer. Steam Machine is going to be a game changer. Looking forward to trying out the Steam Frame. there might be more native Mac ports for Mac than Linux. I think there are. There's much bigger side to gaming wants most people happy with their FPS, yeah. I find it funny how like a game like Grid Legends has just come out on Switch 2, and you know Digital Foundry do a whole thing about it, but hardly anyone plays that game. and it only runs at 30 FPS on a Switch 2, even docked. Whereas like a base level Mac M3 MacBook Air could probably run at 60 frames per second on much higher graphics setting. So if you already own a MacBook Air M3, you're gonna and you have a Switch 2, it's probably much better to buy the Mac version. Okay, let me check. Okay, good. I'm happy that this is working. Let's abort, because I'm okay with that. Let me see how my download is going. We're at 71%. I think I'll put my download speed a bit faster. Hopefully this won't affect my stream too much. Really struggling with 8 gigabytes on the M1 Air. I recently bought, I have the M1 MacBook Air with 8 gigabytes, and I recently bought a 16 gigabyte version, and hopefully I'm going to test this out. I want to do like a last hurrah 5 years of the M1 MacBook Air, and like talk about how that's gone. And you know, if you have the 8 gigabytes M1 MacBook Air, you are massively like gimping the performance of your games. Yeah, I've already covered Borderlands 4. We just did that. We did some multiplayer as well. I really want to do Monster Hunter Wilds, and I've got 9 more minutes until Ark Survival Ascended installs. Let me see if there's anything else that I can download quickly that's going to work in this situation. Oh yeah, I wanted to do Trails in the Sky. I haven't done that at all. Let's get a demo for that. Those up. Trails in the Sky. It's got demo. So this is another one added to the list of games which work. A tiny demo. I do have a version of GTA 5 Enhanced, which I'm trying to extract, but I might stream that tomorrow or later this week. Yeah, Ghost Recon Wildlands does work. Do you have to run games on Steam with CrossOver? I have a couple of games on Epic and RDR2 on Rockstar. Yeah, you can run, you don't have to run through Steam. On Epic, you can download the Epic Game Store directly through CrossOver instead of Steam. And also you can do the Rockstar Games Launcher as well. Okay. Ark Survival is my favorite one, but then the bugs come in. Only the first build of GTA 5 Enhanced. Yeah, that's the one I'm extracting, but it's going to take like 7 or 8 hours to do that. So I'm just going to wait. Okay, I'm waiting for Ark Survival. Wait, is this the right one? No. That's the original game. I want to download the new game. The Division games will work on Mac. Yeah, one game. Whoops. But mercifully, this one is really quick to install. Okay, so I'm getting what is it? This will take not too long. Can you use DualSense controller? Yes, certainly. A lot of games support the adaptive triggers. Hardly any COD games work on Mac, only the really old ones, and the old ones work best through virtual machines rather than CrossOver. There is Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which has a Mac port, and there's also fixes for that to work on a Mac as well. Okay, Trails in the Sky demo. You can use a controller too. So I've got my Xbox controller here. That's working with here. Let's just try this. Let's do I. Display. VSync off. I don't like the fact that this has the Japanese controller layout for confirming and cancelling, which is like the Switch version, I guess. Do I try GeForce Now Gaming? I mean, yeah, GeForce Now Gaming, cloud gaming I've tested out multiple times in the past, but it's...
Dad? The guild said he'd be back today. Shira's gone training around the kingdom.
Skip all.
Too.
Did you connect your controller just in the normal Mac settings? Yeah, you can. I've connected via USB-C just because it's easier to pair, but you can just pair it normally via the Bluetooth settings and it'll pick up. Most controllers work. Switch 2 controllers don't work yet, but Switch 1 does work. I expect Switch 2 controllers to get working soon. So these are all the Xbox bottom prompts. I do find the Japanese obsession with the cutscenes and taking ages to get into a game is very irritating. Let's see. Can we go to... Let's turn up the settings a bit because we're not actually maxing out the frame rate on this. Because it's saying here that it's capping out at 120. Oh no, that's not quite. We're at ultra at the moment. So a few ports are disappointed when on arrival. Yeah, Robocop. Robocop did come out. I forgot to include that in my list of games from 2025. It's such a underwhelming experience.
What an opportunist. But that's what makes you Estelle, probably.
All right, next stop, the city of Roland.
Okay, so we're not quite capping out. There is a bit of stutter here. Thankfully, this is JRPG, which is not too demanding.
Hold on.
I mean, this does work on the Switch.
Hold on.
On Switch 1, so they have a port for Switch 1 as well.
Looks like there aren't any monsters around here now.
Must have ran away in fear from the great bracer Estelle.
You're not a bracer yet. Yeah.
Let's go.
If Apple did what Steam did with OS, they could be even better, more popular than Windows, but Apple doesn't feel like they can do that. I think it's true, but like...
Come on, it's too late to back out now.
It's the... they don't want to be known as the company for compatibility layers, because there's a lot of things like that break. What Apple should allow people to do is to wrap the Windows version of the game with Game Porting Toolkit, with D3D Metal, and ship that as a game.
Looks like
So
we're
like...
right on time.
that's how the easiest way to make a
Not
Mac
too
port.
early, not too late.
Ugh. I just graduated from church Sunday school, too. I didn't think I'd have to study this much.
Hey, Estelle and Joshua. Training at the guild?
Most of the time, GeForce now gets a bad rap from people who don't have good enough internet yet.
Oh, good morning, Estelle. Joshua?
Not as bad as people think.
Morning, Ina.
Good
I would
morning.
rather just
Is
buy a
Cheryl
gaming
already
PC.
here?
I already have 2 gaming
Yes, she's
computers,
waiting
so
for
I'd
you,
rather just
Tom.
use
Once your
those rather
training today is
than
good
use
luck, you
GeForce
two.
now.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll do our best.
Oh, second floor. I'm supposed to go to the second floor. So much talking in these JRPGs that I just don't care about.
Come on now.
They didn't even fully voice this game.
Let's see.
What do I think of calling? Yeah, active calling definitely works better than non-active calling. So I still think that the MacBook Airs are great machines with passive calling. But yeah, if you do care about performance, then oh my god, there's a fast forward mode. They knew stuff was taking too long. Thank goodness Valve didn't buy Code Weaver's part of me. Feels Apple created the D3 Metal backend out of spite. It was more like a push from people I think who understand gaming better, like NatBro, while they were still working on the project.
Let me handle your ordnance.
Come on now.
These translation layers, yeah, they're incredibly efficient.
What do we need?
Let's synthesize Mind 1 and Act Tech 1.
I pick you. All right. It's decided.
Come again.
This is such a boring tutorial. Okay, good. I'm so bored of this game. Okay, Ark has downloaded, so let's make sure this works. Okay, we'll test this out now. I was hoping to get some combat, but I can't be bothered right now. This is Trails in the Sky first chapter, the remake of the original game. I own both of these games, the original and the new one. I don't know why I bought it originally. I think it was like a PSP game to begin with. Oh wow! Thank you very much for the super chat. Apple should do what Steam did with the Steam Deck, but on Mac and iPad. They're the undisputed kings of gaming. I mean, the fact is, right, that Apple already are the kings of gaming because they own the biggest gaming platform, the Mac. Sorry, the iPhone and iPad market. Right, they know that they dominate that, and the fact is that they take microtransactions from games like Candy Crush or something like that, right? And they do enormously well through it. So they've done very well not supporting like traditional AAA gaming, right? And so this idea that they might make more money through AAA gaming by making compatibility layers, it doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense. Okay, this is it, right? Because I've played Survival Evolved before. Survival Ascended. So we was using D3D Metal DLSS. I do think that Apple could do a lot better. Thank you for that. And Mato Baku 741. But Apple just refused to do it. I mean, I've talked about it a lot in my video about how what I would do if I was in charge of Apple, how I'd fix Mac gaming. There's so much that could be done, but it's just interesting that Apple have created the game porting toolkit, created this incredible translation layer, finally allowing us to play all of these Windows games on a Mac, but they haven't followed through with what I think is, you know, what they expect developers to do is to use the game porting toolkit and then port their games to Metal. But I think a lot of people don't want to do that. They just want one version, like a Windows version, and then they're happy if that runs through Proton for Steam Deck and Steam OS, and they're happy if that runs through game porting toolkit. If Apple could just implement or work with Valve or do something a bit more than slightly more than what they've done now, then that would work a lot better. Okay. Ark Survival Ascended. Interesting. It also might launch with a weird prompt telling you to update your drivers. You could just ignore that. Yeah, all the Unreal Engine 5 games do that. Hasn't asked me to do that yet. So, Plasma 6826, right? Which Mac did you test this on in the first place? Because this is the M3 Max, right? Which version am I playing? Oh, that's an expansion pass. Let's look at my settings as well. If people bought Windows games and played it via Apple Launcher, well, it wouldn't really benefit Apple directly, but it would stop people from buying other devices in order to get games to work. I think there's a section of Mac hardware which would sell more. They'll sell more hardware. And did that crash? Something happened there. I didn't quit that game. It's crazy how well Steam Linux works with PC games, DirectX games. Apple should do the same thing like that. The thing is that it's like SteamOS, Linux, etc. They're still like niches in the world. They don't have like super mainstream adoption. I mean, us nerds know what the Steam Deck is, but the average person has no idea. And your average Apple user could be massively confused by the idea of a translation layer. They won't understand why something's not working. You know, the box says it works on the Mac, but it doesn't because of some update. And that might harm Apple's reputation more than anything. So I think that's why they're afraid of translation layers. Despite creating a perfectly good translation layer, they're afraid of like taking the next step and implementing what would be the next logical step for me, which would be to open source D3D Metal, allow developers to bundle it into games directly. And yeah, maybe they wouldn't make, if they allowed these Max games to be sold on other stores, they wouldn't get that 30% cut, but they would sell hardware. They might sell Max more RAM. Okay, let's just change the graphics settings. Medium. 1080p, no max frame rate DLSS. Let's set to quality. Graphics. Okay. Oh, let me just change my... Did it just crash again? If I press the setting... No, I didn't. Keyboard. Gamepad. Okay, let's join a game. So we've got to find a server which doesn't have anti-cheat in it. It has some players. Ping. This is all quite high pings. Is anything low ping? Can I I'd full. Is this game on an SSD for you? This is on. I installed it on the network attached storage. So it is 2.5 gigabit. So, hopefully unofficial tab. Okay. Okay, 123 ping. 100 players. Let's try that. Required mods. What does that mean? Apple is the homelander in the world of tech. What does that mean? Homelanders and from the boys? Oh yeah, I need to download Monster Hunter Wilds. Back to. God, that's another huge game, isn't it? Any server with Battle Eye logo on left has anti-cheat. Okay, understood. What? What does that say? Oh, Battle Eye required. So I'm gonna go back. I can't progress without pressing that button, and it doesn't let me press the button. Maybe if I press enter really quickly. I just quit out and then come back in. Mercifully, it's quite quick. Okay, let's try getting in. Apple has powers and people can't tell Apple to do something. I think that's right. Thank you, Anmeto Baku, for your second super chat. If the AI bubble doesn't break and Apple is already selling 8 terabytes solid state drives for 2,200 on computers, I wonder how much more they will sell them for. Right now, I think 2,200 is still a healthy profit margin, isn't it? I bought a 4 terabyte solid state drive recently for about 300 something pounds, and I bought it the year before for about 200, so it increased about 50%, I think. An 8 terabyte, if an 8 terabyte is like $700, $800 for 8 terabytes of storage, and it's selling for 2,200. It is unified memory. It's not part of unified memory. It's just a really fast internal solid state drive space. I want to join the server. Okay, I'll play single player, and then I'll join the server afterwards, so I'll get some kind of footage out of this. Okay, let's do the island. I wonder, yeah, but if they go up to 1,500 even more, they could go even higher. I mean, it wouldn't be beyond Apple to do that, because there's a whole bunch of Apple enthusiasts that don't care about the price. They buy them for enterprise, for corporate reasons, and I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Let's do default dude. Spawn.
Are you the one I've been waiting for? You might be. I hope so. It's been so many cycles since I was.
The main beauty of CrossOver is that you're not tied to Steam. I understand it's the most popular platform, but being able to run games without attaching it to Steam is awesome. Yeah, I played Warframe through Steam because it's just easy to download, but you can easily just grab the Windows version of the standalone installer. Oh, this game looks a lot better than the original. Okay, so we're using the DLSS Metal FX hook to run this game.
Now, Jane, before you get all wound up about me spending time with some castaway girl, let me just say, you got nothing to worry about on that score. It's more like when your folks...
Okay, so let's apply some of these settings. I need to just disable shadows and lumen. Lumen is I pressed escape and then it just stopped. Okay, good. Graphics. So this is on medium preset. So let's just turn shadows low. And lumen. Where's the lumen setting? Console commands. How do I enable the console? Global illumination. Okay, low. Thanks for that tip. You gotta download the console commands. Press the graph key. Okay, so let's save this, and then this is medium preset with shadows low and global illumination quality low.
used to make us take your know-it-all kid sister along with us everywhere. You know, a real pain in the ass. She just washed up on my beach, and boy, does it show. Doubt the girl would last half a day on this island if I wasn't here to babysit her. She's too damn soft.
So if I could, I have to
The
turn
very first
the.
time I saw her, she kept me from catching some squab for dinner. And suddenly I've got some...
I think I need to enable the console. So I just looked it up. I need to enable console. Advanced. Console access on.
brat lecturing me about how her precious new pet's the last of its
So
kind.
lumen command.
Wants me to take her seriously, like she's some kind of expert. All she has to do is look around. I mean, those fat little birds are all over the place here. I haven't even told you the nuttiest part. How she claims to be from the future.
Fuse.
At least she says the good guys won. Which means you stayed safe and sound stateside. Either way, I thought I better show the girl what we're dealing with here. Man-eating monsters, floating sky things, the whole 9 yards. But maybe I shouldn't have rushed her. She's been just staring at all of it. Long enough for me to take her picture and write you this note. But don't worry. I promise I won't let her slow me down too much. Nothing's keeping me from getting back to your home.
Oh, that made a big difference.
Save me some, baby.
Yeah, r.lumen div. Mac can't handle lumen. It should do, because we have ray tracing cores here, right? The temporal thing is messing with the interface a bit. So let's take Metal FX off. Let's take the let's do the DLSS. Let's turn this on to FSR quality mode. Yeah. We'll restart in a second. the FSR is like messing with the interface, isn't it? Look at that. I'll turn the FSR off. Oh, frame generation's up. Okay. It does it for you too. Okay, that's frame generation that's a really bad way of okay, that's the frame gen. Okay, I'll restart and then we'll just do this again. Andrew, is there anything I can do on my side if I encountered memory leak issue? I'm afraid not. Buy a Mac with more RAM. Then you won't have a frame gen issue if you just have a Mac with like 128 gigabytes of RAM. Then you might be okay after a while. You'll last longer. Okay. I think the last game I'm going to do today is Monster Hunter Wilds, which I'm downloading in the background. Yeah, Silent Hill F should be able to run. I've run. You're behaving like Apple, just buy more RAM. My PC has 128 gigabytes of RAM. This is a streaming PC I'm running from, and when I edit my videos, so there's a lot of 4K footage, right, at relatively high bit rate, it gets big. It gets hard to run. A lot of players basically copy and paste a long console command to change how the game looks so their game runs better. I know Mac can handle Lumen, but turning off, I think it probably helps a lot. You must be a shareholder. Yeah. My PC has 128 gigabytes of RAM. That's 4 32 gigabyte sticks. And the value of that DDR5 memory is so high now. If I sold that RAM, it's probably worth more than the rest of my entire PC. Okay, so we'll run this single player version and then we'll see how we get on. It takes a long time because I'm running this through a NAS. So that's the one thing. It shouldn't affect performance too much. How do I load my save game? Do I just continue this? It's there, just click single player. I don't know what I've just done wrong. Did this just create a new level? Which is okay too. Yeah, it's my guy's back. Let the frame rate climb up a little bit. It was doing better before. Let me just check. It's loading in assets. That's fine. Turn off the lumen. It looks pretty. Because I think the original Ark was like a Unreal Engine 3 game. It's using a lot of memory. think what I'm going to do is put this onto balanced. Turning off shadows completely also boosts frame rate a ton. Okay, turning off the shadows for the environment does make things better. Wild female dodo, okay. I never really get bitten by the bug for these types of games, these survival crafting games. It's really one of those games you play around with settings if you find something that works with your machine. I mean, it's certainly playable. There's a balance preset at like medium with shadows turned off, lumen turned off. Does beta usually, are you talking about the macOS beta or the CrossOver 26 beta 2? I don't think it uses more memory at all. This game just uses a lot, 18 gigabytes, with 9 of those being video memory. It's a pretty game, this. It looks so much better than the original, which is Unreal Engine 3, right? I'm using DLSS, the Metal FX hook into DLSS at balanced preset right now. It's not really messing around with the user interface, which is good. What's the point of dragging a body? So they just level up. So is this island like a fixed layout? It's not randomly generated, right? It's a pretty game even with all the shadows turned off. I need a thing. Okay, so I need rock and maybe some wood. I'm gonna get rock. This is not like Power World. Hello, Bogfast NFSMW. Welcome to the stream. Nanite is on in the game. You can turn it off though. How do you turn off Nanite? What's the difference in Nanite and Lumen? So Nanite pixels per edge 4. Okay, so I've done this one, man. I just thought these 3 fixes. Lumen, diffuse, interrupt, allow 0, shadow quality 0, and nanite, max pixels per edge 4. Yeah, so we're getting a higher frame rate, 30 FPS. Oh, so it's a LOD, it's a level of detail configuration. What's this little dude? It's funny that you can just... Do you have to run each command every time you load the game? I do have access to Deadlock. It is part of the list of games that they said... No, it's not part of the list of games that they said works better through CrossOver Beta 2. I turned off all the shadows, yeah, just to increase frame rate, because the frame rate's pretty bad. Because this is an M3 Max chip. This is meant to be a really fast computer, but we're only running this Unreal Engine 5 game at 30 FPS, 35 FPS, and that's with everything turned off. You're hot, you're just not wearing any clothes. What? If the game's on the Switch, would you recommend just playing it on an emulator? Yeah, sure. A lot of the games work pretty well through Ryubing, the Switch emulator. This island is really big. It's quite a pretty game, this, actually, even with all the crap turned off. Switch 2 port is in the works. Oh, E to harvest. Okay. How do I harvest? I have to hit this resource to harvest. Oh, am I getting attacked? Did that bird just try to kill me? Did they just die? I killed myself by hitting the tree. Plasma 6826. What Mac are you trying to run this game on? One of the main features of CrossOver 26. You wouldn't actually die from punching a tree. You just hurt yourself so much you couldn't punch anymore. You wouldn't actually like kill over and die. M4 Pro 24 gigs. So it's going to be similar-ish performance. This should be substantially better because we have double the number of GPU cores on this M3 Max machine. It's definitely playable if you don't mind sacrificing some visuals, yeah. How do you harvest stuff? So this... Yeah, you could bleed out, but you wouldn't really bleed out from your knuckles, right? If you were punching a rock, like let's say you punched a rock as hard as you could, like 100 times, right? You just destroy your fingers, you wouldn't die. Yeah, frame gen isn't bad. It's just FPS. Just try turning it on just to see. Okay, let's try it. Wasn't DLSS frame gen the thing that was making the interface like mess up? Video. Yeah, you were saying FSR frame gen. Actually, that is pretty good. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll restart and then I'll apply all those console commands, and then I'll reload this again. Yeah, frame gen doesn't feel too bad because it's mostly about like how laggy frame generation feels, right? If you separate each command with pipe key on your keyboard above the return key, then you can run all the commands at once. Yeah. Okay, so we've got Monster. I'm going to do Monster Hunter Wilds, and then if I've got time, I'll do Chronos New Dawn. Or Dark Tide. Dark Tide would be interesting. What is Dark? What is Warhammer 40k Dark Tide? Dark Tide. Okay. First person action game. Is it multiplayer? Public matchmaking. Okay, we'll try. I'm just going to hit the toilet again and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back in the game. Okay, so this is with frame gen turned on. But we haven't executed the commands yet. So let's just stand somewhere where I can actually see what this looks like. This is frame gen turned on. It actually feels not too bad with in terms of latency. Let's just go to a place with shadows so we can actually see the difference. Oh, volumetric cloud 0. Okay, yeah, I'll do that now. Okay, so Whoa, that does look that does look very different without the clouds. I mean, what do clouds add in a game like this anyway, right? Because you're mostly like trying to focus on the ground, I suppose. Yikes. I mean, it looks a lot worse in a way, but it's an acceptable trade-off, I think, for extremely much better performance. It looks so much better. I'm looking at this on the actual screen itself. The ProMotion 120 hertz display. I think Shadows is the biggest game changer. Yeah. Like I said, going to have to sacrifice a lot of visuals for performance, but it doesn't look that bad compared to the old game. The old Unreal Engine 3 game was ambitious and bad. Badly optimized. Even the Mac port of that game. There's a bit of a stutter there. I mean, let's look at the number of objects that cast shadows, like the number of leaves and trees and stuff. It's no wonder that this is a very costly game to run in terms of shadows. We have this. Oh, what's this? Hello, dude. Ow! Did I just get poisoned or something? Am I dead? Am I dead? No. I would take low shadows and low GI over high FPS. Well, I think it's really up to you. But it is possible to achieve like 60 FPS on this very expensive M3 Max MacBook Pro. And if you wanted to turn on shadows, if you wanted to leave it as default, I guess you could run it at 30, like 45 FPS with the FSR frame gen turned on, like standard frame gen. DLSS frame gen with the Metal FX is messes with the interface. You can see the damage on the body as well. That's quite cool. Like comparing this game, like even in its current state to something like Power World, this is so much more detailed. So I keep leveling up, but I failed to craft anything. 21, level 21. Is that? Have I played enough to get to level 21 already? Okay, cool. So let's try another game now. Monster Hunter Wilds is done in a few minutes. And then what else have I got? Monster Hunter Wilds and Dark Tide. I want to do those two, and then I want to finish for the day. This is doing like nearly 3 hours of streaming. Yeah, I appreciate the input into this. I think not a game that I would have tried out on my own in the first place. And thanks for all the performance tips, because I would have just said, yeah, 30 FPS is not great, but you know. Okay, so we've got this is still downloading, 50 seconds left. So what I'll do is I'll just reload Steam so that it picks that up once that's fully downloaded on my other computer. Just a few seconds left. Yeah, I want to do Assetto Corsa Evo as well. So I actually bought that, and that want to refund them all at the same time. Even Windows players with 40 and 50 series cards do some of those kinds of commands. Game is notoriously unoptimized. Seems like this game series has always had that issue, right? Developers not optimizing the game correctly. Okay, let's reload this. Content file locked. We'll just quit out and do that again. Hi, Forbes Travels. Oh, which game do you want to request? Because it depends if it's actually going to work or not. Because there's no point requesting Windows game to run on CrossOver 26 Beta 2 unless we have a reasonable chance it's going to work. So which one are you thinking of? I hope because of the RAM shortage, Dev will optimize their games better. Well, I don't think that's ever going to happen, to be honest. Burnout Paradise. I think the Burnout Paradise will work on Ryujinx as a Switch emulation. It might work. I could test it out. No More Heroes 3. So at the moment, I'm only taking requests if there's a super chat involved. So $5 super chat. Otherwise, I'm going to be running Monster Hunter Wilds and Warhammer Darktide. Those are the two things I'm going to try. I will try the Windows version of No More Heroes 3, and I could try Burnout Remastered on the Windows version as well. I could try. I could give those two a go. But right now I'm planning to do this and Warhammer Darktide. No More Heroes is some like Japanese, it's like a third-person action game, right? Okay, just let that run for a minute. I'm just going to take a Okay, this is nearly compiled. Is the M3 Pro 16-inch with 18 gigabytes enough for AAA games? For a lot of them, yeah, it should be fine. I can run Cyberpunk, most PlayStation games, and a few others at stable frame rates. Depends on what games. If you don't mind 1080p, should be, yeah. If you don't mind 1080p, that's the key thing. I think a lot of 1440p gaming is working on M3. So I've heard like mixed reviews about the performance of this game through this beta. So be interested to see how this works. Okay. So graphic settings, 1080p, frame rate uncapped, VSync off. HDR, let's turn that off. Graphic settings ultra. Let's put it on medium first and see how that goes. So DLSS, frame generation, upscaling and performance. Let's see if it's on high. Does that change things? Let's show it high. And then crossplay on. Doesn't this have like an invert Y? I'm an invert Y player, so I don't understand why it doesn't have an invert Y. Oh, I've got there are multiple pages of things. I can live without invert Y for a brief test. Yeah. A 5060 PC is better than any Mac for gaming. Probably, yes. Just, I mean, 5060 is a decent entry level graphics card, and Windows, of course, has the benefit of not having to have any compatibility issues at all. You can play Valorant on it, you can play all the anti-cheat games on it you want. Far fewer issues. But of course, that means you have to have a whole separate PC or a laptop or whatever. But if you can afford that, then why not? But some people just want to play, a limited number of games, and there's a lot of people in this world who are like one game gamers, right? They just play one game. For some people, it's like Genshin Impact, or some people it's Warframe, or even Helldivers 2. They just want it to work. I think Monster Hunter is the kind of game that people just play that particular game. They don't play anything else. And so the benefit of something like CrossOver is that it's better for that particular use case. They can get Ark Raiders working on Mac. The finals could also work too. Both games are on Steam Deck, so there's hope. If it works on the Steam Deck, then like you said, there's hope, because then the Mac Wine translation layer, whatever works But whatever gets Helldivers 2 to work on a Mac could, you know, the finals could work on Steam 2, on a Mac 2 through CrossOver. So we've got DLSS working. For real, I use my Mac for studying and game and maybe 3 hours a week, so a Mac is better value for me than a PC, yeah. And it's not just like it's better value, it's also that maybe you don't want to have 2 devices. Maybe you live in a small dorm room or something, or you just don't want to have more than one thing, right, plugged in. You just want to take one thing with you. And I'd rather have a Mac that works well for my study and work, and plays the occasional game, rather than a really good gaming laptop, which is like has loads of adware from Windows 11 and viruses and problems, right? Problems. Whoa, this is working remarkably well. Oh, my invert Y is working. Must have changed it somewhere. Whoa, this is 60 frames per second. I know that it's on this is on high graphics preset. There's a lot of issues with this game on oh yeah, I can see my inversion settings there. So just reiterate. Graphics settings set to high. Frame generation's off. Could turn it on, I guess. Nah, let's turn it off. Running way better than I thought. Is this the first game? This is Monster Hunter Wilds. Okay, so we're on high graphics preset at 1080p. We have upscaling enabled on balanced, so I could probably turn this onto quality. So that's the preset, but with quality mode on. This is Wilds, the latest. This is the tutorial. Yeah, so Capcom just released a patch. Yeah, that's what I read about too. So I can ride my dude. Or ride my dude.
Oh, that's right. Have you decided on a weapon? If you answer a few questions for me, I can get a better.
This is running without any modifications on CrossOver 26 Beta 2.
How would you describe your... And what do you look... If mobility is your first priority, then this weapon might be...
Okay, dual blades are go today.
Once you've got a feel for the weapon, go ahead. You can head back to camp if you need.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Have you chosen your weapon?
Okay, so I can take my chocobo. Let's tap to make a chocobo.
All right, let's have the sacred follow the scent. These sacred are quite intelligent. Give them a scent and they'll follow it on their own. They're fast, too.
They need to be releasing games like this. Agreed? this is like really good, actually.
Down there.
I think the performance issue in Social was caused by the DLC. Oh yeah, I read about that. The DLC checker. Chatakabra.
No! Stay away! Come on, bud. We have to run.
Some status here and there.
What? I can't just leave him.
I'll help. Hurry.
Steam must hate you with all the refunds. Yeah, that's right. I actually bought a lot of games though. Some Steam key sites as well. This game feels much more dynamic than other Monster Hunter games that I've seen. This game feels more fun than the other Monster Hunter games I've played. Less janky, the interface. Old what? What's that button for focus mode? What does that mean? What does that mean, focus mode? It's trying to teach me something, but I don't know what that symbol means. Side mouse button. Oh, okay. Not everyone's got a side mouse button though. Magic Mouse certainly does not have a side mouse button. Back side button, I think, yeah. I see, but most mice, like my mouse has a side mouse button, but most mice don't. Let's try and controller. Let's see. We're on the controller now. Oh, you destroyed the wounds. That's interesting. Ouch. Oh, you're running away. I was watching demon mode, okay.
shot.
We should be safe when we're on the sacred.
Ouch. Oh, whetstone. Okay. I can radar menu it then. So I actually had to sharpen my weapons in the middle of a fight.
I should heal up.
This monster's just a combination of Puki Puki. I don't know what those things are. Yeah, it's a good candidate for frame gen. You're right. Let's try that frame gen. Does this game not pause when you Okay, frame gen.
Looks like it's moving to a new area.
Pretty good with frame gen on. It's capping at 60 though. Why is that? Why is it capping at 60? It says it's uncapped, but it's not. If I change this to full screen, no, there's no full screen mode. Can't seem to change this. It's frame genning at 60.
Don't mind if I do.
Was the monster retreat meant your secret to church after? Okay. They're into the old games. I don't know if they made it into this one. Okay. Yeah, let's try Metal FX frame gen, but oh, that's better. Interface is not temporarily shifted, so that's good. Does it take this long to kill one monster? Is this normal? Like, I think in real life, if a monster like this suffered like 100 attacks, right? It wouldn't really survive. Frame rate does look decent here, I think. Ooh, not too bad.
Weapon needs a bit of sharpening.
So I'm supposed to use the thing again. How do I do whetstone? Average of 38 renders for decent latency would be with the controllers. Yeah, so I'm kind of mixing the controller and keyboard and mouse at the moment. I wonder if has the multiplayer kicked in? It's taking forever to kill this dude. It's like the chunkiest health boss I've ever seen. It's not even a boss, right? It's just like a normal monster. Did it feel better capped at 60? Feels good like this on the promotion display. Looks really good. Oh, I did it.
Great work! I knew you were the best.
So sheath weapon. And okay, so and quest immediately.
We're over here.
This works remarkably well, I think. Considering that when this game came out, like everyone was going to play it, but you could only play this through something like
It's
Boosteroid.
safe now. There. Thank the winds.
Allow us to introduce ourselves.
Okay, so that's Monster Hunter Wilds.
Hold on.
I want to do Dark Tide.
Did you really do that? There's no way you should have been able to.
Yeah, this is using the Metal Effects interpolator over the DLSS hook, I think. Okay, let's quit out of this because I don't want to play too long and nullify my refund window. Okay, Dark Tide. Oh yeah, I'm still downloading this. It might take a while. Evo. Okay. It's a big game, Dark Tide, 70 gigabytes. Not a small game. So I haven't really played Dark Tide before, so is it similar to Vermintide? Is it the same thing as Vermintide? Which I haven't really played much. Come on, come on. Okay. Oh. So this is working out the box. So this is quite a recent release too on Windows. And I remember when this came out, I did try to run this, but couldn't get it to work. Using a lot of memory though, 16 gigabytes. Initials. Let's have a look. Okay, frame rate limit none. Menu frame rate limit off. Doesn't make much difference because we don't have good frame rate here. Graphics. Okay, so graphics preset. Let's put this onto medium. Next crossover sale is likely to be in spring. Well, it's going to be on the 26th, crossover 26th release date. Okay, I've got this car. How do I play? How do I what does open mode mean? I thought it means I could drive. Drive. Okay, practice. So last year, when we had crossover 25 release, they did a 25% off sale. So I expect something like that to happen. Though, of course, if you buy using my affiliate link at the top of the video description, then you'll get your 50% off sale, which is close, very close to 25%. And you get access to the beta right now and play all these games, because in my experience, the beta isn't that much different from the actual release itself. Okay, this is a medium. I think we can get it higher than this. It's the game that probably deserves a bit more better preset. High. What do I change view again? We can probably expect full release next month or perhaps March, right? I think it'll be 2 weeks from now, 1 or 2 weeks from now. I haven't felt any vibration on this particular Xbox controller. Ouch. I think what I'll do is I'll try and join a multiplayer game, see if that works. Hi, Mr. Beginning. Hi, EUXinia. Welcome to the stream. Interesting performance so far. Age of Empires 4 was the only thing that didn't work very well at all. Okay, let's try. Let's see if we can join a multiplayer race. That'll be interesting. I look forward to your recap video. Yeah, I'll be releasing it as soon as the thing actually releases. Just join a race. So I press join and it's kind of doing something. Floundering? What's wrong? I mean, is Assetto Corsa Evo a game that demands multiplayer anyway? So I think it's crashed. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. It just stopped for a few seconds. I wonder how this will work, joining another with multiplayer at the same settings. Obviously, way more cars, a lot more overhead. Okay, there's a lot of people here. While performance is noticeably worse, it's the frame times that I've gone a bit nuts with this multiplayer. Let's see what happens when you turn the graphics settings down. Oh. Because right now we're on high, right? If we turn this down to low, what happens? Can it go lower than that? Right, low. It's running at native res, is it? No, it's 1080p. So what are these guys all doing? They're all just driving on a track. Let's wait for the guys behind me to catch up, and I can see them. I don't know how to drive cars. Sorry, guy. He's driving a Porsche. Oopsie daisy. How do I go backwards? Whoops, that's gone to my Chinese menu. Well, the frame rate's pretty good when I'm staring at a wall. Go backwards. Could be that my class of Mac. Okay, good. That's my multiplayer experience of Assetto Corsa Evo. And there's only one game I really want to try next, which is Dark Tide, which it's going to take 25 minutes to download that. So I'll find something else to play in the meantime. Might do some. Another game in the list is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Let me see if I can get that working. Or maybe Chronos. Chronos would be a good one. Chronos, the horror game, horror survival game, as a demo. I think I downloaded this one after I got. Let's try something I've already downloaded. Let's see. No, down Planet Coaster. Company of Heroes. Okay. Maybe I'll cover Clair Obscure because I haven't done it yet. So I'm waiting for Dark Tide to install. I might do Rebirth. Actually, no, instead of Clair Obscure, because I already know this works really well. Rebirth is a relatively new game. Last of Us I covered before. If you check out my crossover preview videos, you'll see Last of Us working okay. That's Last of Us Part 1 Remastered. Let me just force quit Steam and then I'll just reload out. I should check out the Kiwami demo. The new Kiwami. The new Yakuza game. That'd be cool to try. Have I tried Final Fantasy 16? I've heard that there's some fixes for Final Fantasy 16. Maybe worth trying. I think Final Fantasy 16's got a demo too, right? That's 50% off as well right now. Okay, let's see. The Yakuza Kiwami demo would be interesting to try, and Final Fantasy 16 as well. But I think it's a really big download, so I'm not going to be able to do that easily. Seems like I'm a bit slow today. I'm going to cut out of CrossOver entirely and just restart it. Okay, I'm just waiting for this Kiwami to download on my other computer. Just give that a minute. Okay, we've got Kiwami downloaded. Let's go open Steam, and then we'll do Kiwami and then also Dark Tide as well. So this is basically the new Yakuza game. I've heard it's working. I wouldn't mind trying Final Fantasy 16, maybe in a different stream, because I'm trying to finish doing everything today. So no one tried this new Yakuza game yet. Oh, it's working. It's good news. That's loading up. Can anyone tell me if Detroit Become Human works? Yeah. Because it's a Vulcan game, that means that we don't have a Vulcan to metal translation there that works properly in this scenario. So the games that we're running now are like DirectX 11 or DirectX 12 games, like this one is. So there's some games like the Indiana Jones game, Doom Eternal, that won't work at the moment because they're just built purely in Vulkan and not in DirectX. So a lot of those games just don't work right now. Okay. Did that not save? Oh, so annoying when I do that. Would it be better to get an M3 Max or an M4 Max? Well, obviously an M4 Max is better, but if you can see the games that we're running here today, M3 Max will probably serve you very well. I've had this laptop for like a year and a bit, maybe 2 years. I can't remember now, but I can't imagine that if I weren't doing this for business reasons, I wouldn't upgrade at all from an M3 Max.
They haven't stopped. We got another eviction.
M3 Max is honestly overkill. If you can get it for a good discount, it is like a very good machine.
Uncle Kaz, we don't have...
Detroit's such a good game that I'll pay a month or GeForce just to play it. Isn't the kind of game that once you played it a few times, there's not that many more. Once you play it like twice, there's not much replay value to it, right? I just booked a trip to Tokyo this April. Very excited about going to Japan. I'm gonna take the kids. Gonna try to get into Puroland, Sanrio Puroland, trying to book some of the Ghibli stuff. That'd be good.
What?
Graphics are really good. I've been to Okinawa before. It's a cool place. Whoa.
Hold this. You're gonna wish you'd stayed home.
It's still capped to 60s. Can we change this? So VSync off at 1080p. Is it HDR on or something? Because it looks a bit weird. It's a bit unfair. You just summoned a shield and a knife. But Dragon boost. Why did these summoned weapons just come out of nowhere? Ow. Ouch. Okinawa. Naha. Wow, this is a really cool open world. This is crazy.
Go cool off your head.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, Kiwami works. Okay, we've nearly downloaded Dark Tide. Let's see. Let's do some Rebirth. People love this game. I still haven't finished the first remake yet. It's still on my list of to do. Yeah, you can just pay for a little bit. I mean, GeForce Now is free as well, isn't it? You just play for a couple of hours. I think you play 1 hour at a time and it's free. There's a lot of hype for this game, but I find I know, like, replayed this twice, right? I love Final Fantasy 7 so much. I think it sold really well as well. Now, Rebirth has a slower launch, hindered by a smaller PS5 base install. Makes sense. Let's turn dynamic scaling off. No, let's keep it on actually. Dynamic scaling. No, let's turn it off. It's high. Have I played remakes? Yes, I'm like more than halfway through remake. I'm still working on it bit by bit. I pick it up like maybe once a month, just to make a little tiny bit of progress. It's a long game though, and a lot of it was bad. Like I would say, some of the filler content in there is terrible. Looks pretty good. There's a high preset with scaling turned off.
You know, I've been thinking about. Good. You guys need anything? All clear. Don't you worry. We'll make sure you guys are ready.
So, how did it feel being back up there?
I don't know. Nostalgic, I guess? After 2 years away.
This whole game is just nostalgic, isn't it? I still haven't finished this, so this is gonna spoil us, although of course I've finished the original game.
A soldier.
And you are?
Richard Sangan. A humble
I do not remember this
traveler
guy.
of the world, and teacher of martial arts to the youth.
Shaded completion stutter.
Well done.
So sophisticated. Can only imagine what their lives must be like.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try loading the main the new save, right? So that I can actually get into some combat. So I want to see that the bit at the beginning with Zach. I think that's pretty cool to demonstrate some combat actual. Because there's like fighting part in the very beginning, which is the part with Zach and the helicopter and all of the Shinra soldiers. I want to get fling trainers to run a game in CrossOver. What are fling trainers? Is that some kind of memory? It's a trait trainer for games. A lot of them just won't work with the way that memory manipulation works in running these games through translation layers. $128 gigs of RAM is way too much. You won't see any benefit over 32 gigabytes, really. If you want to run F125, you should probably check out the Apple Gaming Wiki Discord and have a look at the thread there in the reports section. The performance here is very good. It's like a PlayStation 5 level game, which is running way better than the PS5 would.
Get away from her! He's got a buster sword! Terrorist!
Well, 64-bit suggested maximum. I mean, 48 is probably the maximum, really. It depends if you want to run Windows games or not. I have a whole series on the M5 about M5 Mac comparing 16, 24, 32 gigabytes, and it's very rare to find games which don't perform well on 24. 24 is probably like, then you get games which work on 24 is enough. 48 is pretty good because that's the M3 Max, like the kind of standard version of the M3 Max or M4 Max. Okay, that's good. Working well. Okay, let's see if we can get Dark Tide up and running. So I think Dark Tide is nearly finished installing on my PC, so I should be able to get those files moved over. Let's see. You know what? I think I might call it a day actually because I have been streaming quite a long time. I think. Will this Dark Tide install in time? Mojo, I think the Microsoft Flight Simulator will be the future of gaming. You don't need to render everything locally. I think hybrid if local streaming. Yeah, I've never actually been convinced by a full implementation of that because if you're going to render part of the game, then I'm not sure how streaming will help because streaming will be way slower than loading from a solid state drive or something like that. Could I explain a bit more why Fling or any of the trainers don't work? It's because a lot of trainers require hooking into um, DirectX memory, basically. And the way that crossover works is that a lot of a lot of the memory trainers, right, where they manipulate things in memory, don't work because you need to override things in wine like this, like a lot of stuff in DirectX. I don't really know, to be honest, but basically all of the memory trainers that I've seen don't work. So I don't really know the technical, the real technical reason for it. It just doesn't work. Okay, I'm having trouble getting Dark Tide to work, so I might continue this in a future stream, probably tomorrow or later in the week, and I'll cut this together in a really cool crossover 26 release video when the time comes. How to use FSR 4? Only if the game supports it, so you can't really force it to get it to work. But if it has DLSS, you can get Metal Effects to work on it. Okay. Yeah, so I've got a few more games I want to test out, including Dark Tide and a few more on the list as well. Hell is Us, Mafia: The Old Country, Power Wash Simulator 2. Those would be cool to add to the list. But everything else I've tested quite a lot of. Just check. Yeah, so I'm going to be ending the stream now. So thank you very much for everyone who has super chatted today. I'm very grateful. I might carry on this stream, like a part 2 of this stream later this week. But thank you for joining me today. Thank you for all the chats and messages over the last like 3.5 hours. I'm very grateful for that. Anyway, good night, everyone. I will see you in the next stream. Right. Bye-bye.